Yo, what is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another MiRecap. Week 6. So, let's get started with the teams. Let's go. Alright, we'll start things off with Bigetron Alpha. And honestly, it's not the best week for Bigetron Alpha. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is like the match record or recap this week for BTR. It's a new thing here. But yeah, against RRQ Hoshi, they got outdrafted by Keskute. In the last two games, I would say. Game 1 was great. Game 2, they tried something a bit crazy with Amasha, and honestly, I liked it, but Keskute was one step ahead. He went for the very last-second Uranus pick, and that fucked over everything that Bigetron Alpha were planning for game number 2. Game number 3, it feels weird whenever you play the Roger and you don't utilize the flex potential of the Roger, right? Then it gets read out, and you can actually get countered in lane, and it definitely did feel like that was the case for game number 3. I guess, yeah, maybe picking up the Lunox first would have been better for them to go up against the Herald, but then they picked up the Lunox in towards the end, so revealing it as a mid laner, technically. They didn't really utilize the flex potential of the Lunox as well. By the way, Bigetron Alpha have been known to utilize the flex potential of this Lunox and also the Roger. So, not too sure what happened in game 3 in the drafts. I could definitely see some of those issues there, but yeah, they still showed in Season 14, Week 6 that they got a lot of quality. This team is still really, really good. Despite the loss against RRQ Hoshi, it was a 2-1 loss, and it was very, very close as well. After, the first game was insane. It was an amazing game of MLBB. It seems they fixed a bit of some of the issues that I was talking about in the previous weeks, like Ken and Key making a lot of the unnecessary moves. But now it has actually changed a bit. Yeah, they've improved. Ken and Key don't make those moves anymore. But it seems like teams are finally getting a read on Luke's playstyle. And Luke's playstyle has been relatively the same ever since he played for Geek Fam, you know? His playstyle is he wants to enable the team. So he would actually sacrifice his own lane to then go for a team fight, go for a pick, go for these big moments. And we've seen this countless times. But now, RRQ especially, you can see this in the match against RRQ, that RRQ have read him out completely. Whenever Luke rotates over, Dyron will be able to match him or stay in lane while the rest of the team doesn't commit on towards Luke or on towards the team fight. So, therefore, kind of leaving Luke in a weird spot where he's losing a lot by not being in his lane, and he's not getting anything in return by rotating around because the team, RRQ, played it really safe and played it just really well to not get caught off by Luke in a 5v5 from Bigetron Alpha. This is getting readable, so they might have to change things. Also, for some reason, I don't remember Luke ever playing Terizla. It's a great pick in the meta right now, and I think it would still be good on him. He's been forced on Ruby, Phoveus, Arlet even, but I've never seen him. Even Yuzong, we've seen him on Yuzong over Terizla. I don't think I've seen a single Terizla game. Maybe now it's time for Bigetron Alpha to really get the ball rolling here because yeah, I'm gonna have to demote them for their performance this week, but we might actually have to demote them a couple of times because again, TLID are doing really good. Fnatic Onic are still good despite the loss against RRQ. We'll get to them, and RRQ are currently number 1. Geek Fam might catch up too. So yeah, a lot of problems for Bigetron Alpha now. It's clumping up. Week 7 is going to be the proving ground week for BTR. If they're able to win against Liquid, then that should prove that they're still in the top 2 contender level. But if they lose against Liquid, man, shit. So yeah, let's move on to the tier list. All right, here it is. Here's the tier list. Bigetron Alpha, where should we put BTR? I'm going to put them right here. I'm going to have to demote them. Don't worry, we'll move Fnatic Onic and Liquid later on as well, and Geek Fam, because yeah, there have been a lot of changes. I feel like the only team that won't change are the top. Yeah, it's probably number 1 and the bottom 2. Those are the teams that won't change. Guaranteed, okay? But yeah, let's move on to the next team. Next up, we have Team Liquid ID. And man, what an amazing week for TLID. The match against RBL, we won't really count. Okay, we'll not talk about that. But their match against Fnatic Onic, again, shows that they are just so good at making improv and adaptive decisions in the game. Their decision making is phenomenal. Every game is different, and the clutch factor comes in clutch for Liquid every single time for them. And it has to be because of Witty. Witty is the one making the calls. He is the shot caller for the team. I'm going to give him a moniker right here. Witty the Wise, all right? WTW. Witty the Wise. I think it actually makes sense too because in interviews, he's the only guy who doesn't trash talk. So He's the guy who makes the calls. He's the wise man, bro. He's the wise man. Anyway, yeah, he makes the calls, and you can really understand now. In the first few weeks when this roster was deployed, I was like, all right, there were some mistakes made by Witty here, mechanical mistakes that Yaoi wouldn't make. Maybe putting Yaoi in will be better. That was my, original thought. But after seeing Witty play, get better off the course of like the last 3 weeks, damn, yeah, no, I understand now why they chose to play Witty over Yaoi, why they trusted the process. Yaoi might still have the edge when it comes to mechanics, in my opinion as well, but with these calls, they're truly special, man. The rest of the team also complements Witty's IGL strat so well, with how they're able to give turtles away to look for trades around the map. If they win out in the early game, they will fight the turtle. So it's never template for Liquid ID. They always have a different way of tackling the game, and that's super impressive. Again, we don't really see this a lot in Indonesia. Most teams would just contest and compete and go for every single fight. Yeah, Liquid are very, very intelligent. They are playing real Mobile Legends, as Wolf would put it. And yeah, I'm slowly but surely actually becoming a fan of these players too, because they have a lot of charisma and their interviews are always fun to watch, which I can't say for any of the other teams in MPL ID Season 14. Maybe Alter Ego and Geek Fam, but that's because they got beef. But yeah, Liquid ID, I really hope they make it far, man. They're really, really good. And because of their performance, I will have to put Liquid right there. Yes, I think they are right now, looking at their performance, the second top team with RRQ Hoshi. Will they be in the upper brackets? Not just yet. This week will be proving grounds for them. If they are able to beat Bigetron Alpha, I think we'll have our 2 upper bracket teams for MPL ID Season 14. But if not, I don't know. Then Bigetron Alpha, then the top 4, excluding RRQ, can still swap around. But yeah, I really think Liquid are here, man. I really think they're that special. This is a team full of rookies. The fact that they already have this much composure, at this point, the only question for most of these teams this week would be, how are they going to adapt to the new patch? Because there is a patch dropping right now. That's the only thing that can change. So yeah. Next up, boys, we have Rebellion. And at this point, I think the season is just over for Rebellion. There are too many problems, and I've already spoken about all these problems in every single week recap that I've done. In my opinion, for me, this is what they should do. They should just plan for next season. They should be ready to completely replace their lineup. Because if they really want to win, I think there are only 2 players that they can keep right now from the current roster. Cars and Swaylo. Keep them, rebuild the entire team. Get imports, get a new coach, scrap the coaching staff. Like, get rid of the coaching staff. Get a good coach, get a good analyst, and build with the rest, with these 2 players that have been in the lineup for a while, and get 3 new players who can actually, also lift their own weight. Because holy shit, Cars and Swaylo are lifting some heavy boys right now, heavy boys. But yeah, let's go to the tier list. Do we even need to go to the tier list? So here's the tier list. Let's move Rebellion from here to here. Yeah. All right, next up we have Dewa United, and man, hey, Dewa actually kind of impressed me. This week they've actually started to deploy Azura, which I've been saying for so long also is better than what? Bro, your boy, your boy is always right. Your boy's always right with these analysis, brother. I've been saying that Azura is better than Watt for a while now. I think 3 weeks now. And they've still just been trying to play Watt and trying to swap in rosters here and there. I think this week, Azura really showed why he's better than the Watt, why he fits the team better. Because he complements the team style so well. He's able to pick up heroes that can fill what the team needs. And if Ray plays the Assassins, Azura will either pick a weak side for Ray to play around the strong side, which is going to be the XP lane around Sorizo, or he goes Harith to enable the kill pressure for Ray to play strong side gold. It's really good. It seems also they've finally found the groove with K's in the lineup. Let's hope they continue to improve, because there are still a lot of mistakes that they make. Like in the draft, sometimes they get overzealous. They go for these picks that are weird, and I think it's like, I don't know, for committing for a full team fight comp very, very early on, revealing all your cards very, very early on. Again, against top teams, I don't think they'll be able to get the dub, but against the bottom teams, yeah, they beat EVOS, right? They also were able to make it close against Bigetron Alpha, and it just shows you how much potential this team actually has. So grow with the team, trust the team, and fix some of these issues like the discipline, the composure, stuff like that. And honestly, Dewa should be able to contest for playoffs versus Alter Ego, because at this point, it really is between Alter Ego and Dewa for the playoff spot. Rebellion are out, EVOS are out. Let's move Dewa in this tier list, and yeah. All right, boys. So for me, I don't think I'm going to move Dewa that much. Like, I'm not moving them. I honestly won't move them. This is it. I honestly feel like this is it for Dewa. That's it. There's nothing to do here for Dewa. This is where we're going to be very, very spicy. So to all the Clippers watching, this is what you were waiting for. EVOS Glory. Same as Rebellion. Let's start there. Their season is basically over. If we were to talk about the problems for EVOS, I honestly don't know where to start. Because I've been giving them the benefit of the doubt for the first 6 weeks. Up until this week, I've been giving them the benefit of the doubt. I've been saying, all right, first week, sure. Second week, okay, they're making some improvements here. They're actually getting close to some of these teams. And then week 3, they went even worse, even worse. They kept on downgrading again and again and again. And then now, this week, I get the move. I get the change, especially in the XP lane. Fluffy was just not doing well at all. Psychots, I would say, is an upgrade. Depezet and Aleva, however, I don't know. Aleva, maybe in the roam department, I see how he can be an upgrade, right? Because obviously he has a deeper hero pool. Dreams can only play Tigreal, Edith, and Minotaur, and Franco. You know, like these, like very... most of them are not meta, firstly. Most of those picks are not meta. And the picks that are meta always get banned out or always get countered by, like, Valentina. So, say the Tigreal, right? Always gets countered by the Valentina. Edith as well. So, I get why they chose Aleva for roam. But swapping out Clockun is a big mistake, in my opinion. I don't think Depezet is anywhere close to Clockun's level. Clockun is still the better mid laner for EVOS Glory. Still, though, let's talk about this new lineup. This new lineup, in MDL at least, they were known to be decisive. They were known to be aggressive. Now, where was that? Because in their matches this week, I did not see a single play that was decisive. They go in aggressive, and then they are not indecisive. They go in, and they're indecisive. They go in decisive, and they are not aggressive. It's always a mix and mash of both. It just feels so odd when you get an amazing pick. Psychots, I think it was game 1 against, forgot who, against Dewa, I think. You got the pick on the Cho. You found the pick around Turtle, and then they decided to fully just back away. What the fuck was the pick for? Zero composure, zero macro, just pure micro, it seems, right now. And I will have to say this, and it hurts me to say this because I am a big fan of this player. Because he's an ex-Bigetron player too, and dreams and brands, right? But I'm sorry to say, Brands is the worst goal lane in MPL ID. I think we can say for sure now that he's the worst goal lane in MPL ID. Usually as a good goal laner, or as a decent goal laner, or as an average goal laner in MPL ID, you'd able to be at least good in 1 of 3 things. Team fighting, farming, laning phase. Brands is shit in all 3 right now. I can't believe it. A guy who was once so good. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to hate on him because, again, I'm a big fan of Brands. I'm a big fan of Mr. Bombastic. Believe me, I've been a fan of him since his Bigetron days. And it's sad to see someone with so much experience, with so much talent, lose out on everything that made him special. What happened to Brands? It's back to MSC 2023 again. It's back to the SEA Games Brands. He will get winning matchups, and he will lose the winning matchups. He'll get Lunox against Harith. He will lose in that matchup. He will get ahead even, and he won't do anything. He won't be able to carry. He won't be... I don't know what happened to Brands, but yeah, for EVOS, if this continues, man, it's same like Rebellion. I would honestly say season's over. Next season, I don't know what they can do. Honestly, the coaching staff, in my opinion, is still pretty good. Maybe keep the coaching staff, but even then, maybe get Coach Theo back, because with Theo, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but with Theo, it looked like they were actually doing better, right? The last season, he made it to grand finals. Keep Anavel and Clockhood. Those are the 2 players that are like okay to keep. Everyone else, kick them out. Kick them out. Rebuild, bro. God damn, it's crazy. It's crazy. And for EVOS, I'm gonna put them in like the I don't know what this tier is. Rebuild, change the roster. What? Good luck season 15. There you go. This is the good luck season 15. All right. There you go. Good luck season 15. Rebellion and EVOS. Next, we have Geek Fam, and honestly, I expected Geek to be able to beat Alter Ego 2-0 this week. The fact that they only won 2-1 is pretty underwhelming. But then you look at the drafts, and then you see the chip get left open, and then you see that they were able to beat the Lolita Hanabi again. That's impressive. That was the first loss of Chip all around the world, I think. I don't think I've seen Chip even picked up, but yeah, that's the first loss. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but this makes them scarier, in my opinion, Geek Fam, because they're able to play around the drafts in a very unique way where they're actually okay being red side and leaving open a pick like a Chip that no other team has been able to leave open. Yeah, I'll also say that Vincent improved this week. I saw a lot of comments after, when they won against Alter Ego that, like, obviously Vincent was doing really good with the retries as well, right? He was winning out the retry battle 100% of the time. And I saw a lot of comments just saying, yo, Mirko, is Vincent still the worst? Is Vincent still the worst? Look at Vincent, Vincent, he's so good. I honestly still think he's the worst jungler in, like, assassin jungler in Indo. I don't think that has changed. He has improved, but that doesn't mean that he suddenly becomes a mechanical god. He suddenly becomes Fabian, Kyrie, Superken. No. His Nolan is still very, very basic. I still think he lacks the mechanics and the killer instincts to pull off assassins most of the time. Luckily, he does have a really good retry game, and that does cover a lot of the holes in his performances, because as long as he's able to get into a 50-50 spot, he'll most likely win it out. And I've been saying this. It's not like I said Vincent is the worst jungler of all time. No. And when it comes to utility jungles, when it comes to these tanky jungles, I would actually put him top 3. But assassin jungle, yeah. It takes way more than just getting good retries. And again, they won against Alter Ego. This is, even though, yes, Alter Ego got the chip and, they got some big picks, winning against Alter Ego isn't really a statement, isn't really something that becomes proving grounds to me, at least, right? It's got to be against maybe RRQ and, some of the other teams. And even then, in their matches, Vincent's lack of assassin prowess has failed them against top teams. That's why I feel like, again, great retries, not so great mechanics on these assassins still. He's only played Nolan, so now there are even more ways for teams to actually shut him down. I honestly feel like at this point, ban out Roger, pick up Nolan away from him, or just, honestly, no, I don't even think you should take away the Nolan. Nolan's very counterable. We've seen a lot of Nolans lose. I think the Nolans that have won have been Superken, Fabian especially, but yeah, most Nolans actually don't do too well anyway, so we'll see how they perform, because Geek Fam, I would say still, despite them looking pretty impressive here, leaving the chip open, having a new drafting style, they're still very inconsistent. The 2-1 against Alter Ego shows it, and we'll see how they improve further on. But let's move on to the tier list. For the tier list, I'm going to leave them right here. Actually, yeah, we're going to swap out Fnatic Onic there, I think. Actually, wait. Let's just keep it like this. Keep it like this for a while. Let's keep it like this. Okay, let's keep it like this. And then we'll move on. All right, next up, we got Fnatic Onic. And man, there are a lot of mistakes, honestly, for Fnatic Onic. I think the drafts are obvious as well. Against RRQ, forcing out Cho in the first phase so much in Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1, I would say, all right, sure, right? It's game number 1. This is the time for you to actually throw a curveball at your opponents, try to get a W. It was actually also pretty good. Don't blame it on Rez. And then Game 2, they did it again, which was confusing, which was really confusing. Against Liquid as well. Game 2, going Ling and Roger in... Going Ling and Roger, basically throwing away the flex potential of the Roger, instantly giving away the Harith to TLID. Aaron Shiki's comfort pick and not having a counter ready to go up against Aaron Shiki's Harith, because the Roger, yeah, doesn't really fully win out on that lane. And again, if the Harith just farms up, he'll have a better mid-game power spike in these team fights with TL. And we saw that. Game 2, TLID outdrafted our Fnatic Onic. But the drafts, sure, whatever. These are some really, really simple mistakes that could be fixed. What I want to talk about is composure, because for some reason, Fnatic Onic are going back. They are reverting all the way to Onic back in M3, back in MSC. Do you guys remember M3 and MSC 2022 and M4 Onic? What were they known for? No, like seriously, what were they known for? Because the recent success, the recent domination of Fnatic Onic has been so amazing that it has wiped out a lot of the issues that this Onic roster had before. I'll give you some time to tell me what they had in M3 and MSC 2022 and M4 that was so mind-boggling. Yeah, they were known as chokers. They were known as a team that would always choke, a team that would always fall under pressure, a team that would always not have the level of composure as all the other top teams. Individually, they're great. Mechanically, they're the best. But mentality and composure come a long way, bro. It does. It really does. And we're seeing Fnatic Onic revert in that way. I don't think composure would be an issue for someone as experienced as CW especially, but that's what we're seeing from CW. Onic got their mental coach in Season 11. That was when they started to dominate in MPL ID, won MSC 2023, won Season 12, and ultimately almost completed the Golden Road at M5 in the Grand Finals, 4-3, only losing one game against, one game away from winning, technically, right? And that was with their mental coach. Since then, they have lost their mental coach. And then all of a sudden, we see them get grouped in MSC 2024. We see them struggle in Season 14. How important is the mental coach? And was it a mistake for Fnatic Onic to let go of their mental coach? Because right now, we're seeing the same problems that they had before they got a mental coach. This was literally the problem that they fixed with the mental coach. The composure issue, the mental issue. And is this a sign? Is this what teams need? Mental coaches are important? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Our mental coach is important. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think it is a composure problem right now for Fnatic Onic, or do you think it's something different? Also, to answer your question, because I have seen so many people hate on Rez in Season 14, in this week especially, because they went 0-2, obviously. But listen, to all the people hating on Rez, you guys are fucking idiots. Rez was doing good in a lot of these games. And the games he wasn't doing good, he was playing an enabler like the Terizla, when you are meant to be the tank. You are meant to be the one and in the front. You're meant to be the ones. You're the sacrifice. That's it. Like, bro, calm down. Why the fuck you hating on Rez? Game 1 on Cho was amazing. Game 2 on Cho, he shouldn't have gone to Cho, all right? There's some draft issues here that make Rez look really bad. But even then, Game 1 was amazing. And then in the match against Liquid, I would say he was pretty good too. Some of these mistakes came from CW. Some of these mistakes came from the other members. You can't just hate Rez because he's the new player on the team. You can't just hate Rez because he's supposed to be the sacrificial lamb, guys. He's a new player. He's a fucking rookie. Jesus, I can't believe it. I saw his Instagram comment section, and it was full of hate. And it's just disgusting. Rez, don't listen to these fucking idiots online. They have no idea what they're talking about. Keep up the good work, and I really hope Fnatic Onic come back. So Fnatic Onic, I'm going to have to put them right there, moving them down there. And honestly, this is a toss-up right now, Geek and Bigetron. We'll see them later on. Bigetron should be able to pick this pace up after this week if they are able to beat Liquid. But yeah, looking at their mistakes, there are some real big mistakes. But honestly, they should be still here because Geek Fam are still very inconsistent. Nah, both of them are very inconsistent. Yeah, this is a toss-up. BTR and Geek are in the same spot, basically. But Fnatic Onic, they won't move. This is the spot that they will be occupying for now. Next, we're going to have to talk about Alter Ego. And as I said in the previous MiRecap, this is just Nile Esports. Geek Fam really punished this fact, by the way. The fact that they are Nile Esports, that they can only play when Nile does really well, or if Nile does really bad, then the team loses. Because they denied all of the assassins against Alter Ego. This was especially evident in game number 3. This didn't stop Alter Ego, however, from winning all 3 of the drafts against Geek Fam. Because I'll put it up on your screen right now. You should be able to see it. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, they won all of the drafts. And they just lost out on the execution. This is the problem for Alter Ego. They have amazing drafts. Like, Aldo has really stepped up his game from week 4 onwards. Because week 1 to 3, it was weird. Alter Ego's draft were weird. But now he's back. They don't know when the power spike window opens. They don't know when the power spike window closes. They don't know how to adapt to their opponents. They don't know anything in any situation except Nile. Nile's the only person who knows what to do in every single situation. And that's not enough. When it's just one guy, you're not going to be a good team. You're not going to be a top team. Will they make it to the playoffs? I honestly feel like they should be able to make it to playoffs because, again, the bottom 3 teams are just really, really bad. Their only real contender is Dewa United because they are on the rise right now. But this is why I can't rate any of the bottom 4 teams. Alter Ego or Dewa, I don't know who will make it, but based on their performances here, whoever does make it to the playoffs, whether it be Alter Ego or Dewa, they will be knocked out on the first day. I can guarantee you that. They are not on the level of the top 5 teams right now in MPL Indonesia. So, unless they improve, obviously, if they're playing the way that they are right now, No, they're going to get knocked out on the first day. I am willing to make a bet on that, bro. But yeah, they definitely need to make improvements. Right now, it's just Nile. In a best of 5 as well, imagine what the top 5 teams would do to Nile. They just deny him every time in 5 games. Oh, alter ego. Owen makes a lot of mistakes, by the way. Like, Owen, I've tried to give him time. Because the last few weeks, I've been saying, all right, Owen's a bit weird, but this week, on the Jawhead, brother, what was brother doing? Play the clips, man. His ejector always hits his teammates, bro. What in the world, man? Just yikes. Alter Ego, not gonna move. I honestly put them here. They're like mid-table, but yeah, bottom 4 teams, man. They're not on the same level. Again, it's always RRQ Hoshi that I leave for the final, spot here. The most complete team in Indonesia at the moment. And I'm not going to even talk about I'm not even going to show you any of the clips for RRQ Hoshi because I just really want to talk about RRQ Hoshi right now. The drafts are sublime. Actually, I'll show you one pick with the drafts. Against Bigetron Alpha, the fact that they thought of the Uranus with such a weird draft of Bigetron Alpha. I was talking about this in the match itself. I don't know if you guys watched this, but I said after the Uranus pick, holy shit, that's a fucking genius pick. That stops the entire plan of Bigetron Alpha. That's a game 3 right there. Keskute, you mad genius. What the hell, bro? Their composure, double S. In every single situation that looks grim, against Fnatic Onic, against Bigetron Alpha, against Liquid, against all the top teams, they find ways to make the right decision. Their macro is amazing, man. They around the season, just throughout the season, it's been crazy. Their micro, that's the only thing that I didn't doubt about this, team. That's RRQ Hoshi right now. Drafts, composure, macro, micro, everything they're the best at everything right now. Every single one of their players know their job description so well. They know how to adapt on the go. They know how to utilize their composition. They know how to stay cool in tough situations. And it's time we actually have a team like this in Indonesia. It's actually time that we finally have a team like this. All the concerns that I had in the previous weeks as well, Rins overextending, Sutsujin making a few moves that are very unnecessary, throwing the game, they fixed it. And this has just showed me that the coaching staff is ridiculous. They spot these little mistakes and they instantly fix those issues. The players are so fast at adapting and changing and listening to the coaches as well. This is what a good team environment looks like. I don't even know how the environment is because I don't go to the gaming house. I don't talk with them, but just based on their performance alone, just based on the mistakes that they constantly improve on, it shows you that this is a good team environment, bro. Sutsujin, this guy was in EVOS, he never made it to the playoffs. In KGE, he was just there. They kind of choked in the playoffs. He was considered this season as a player that was washed. No one was really talking about Sutsujin at the start of this season. Everybody was just like, oh, why the hell did they get Sutsujin? He was washed in Malaysia. He didn't do anything in Malaysia anyways. Keskute saw the vision. NMM and Keskute saw the vision, and they were able to bring this kid to the level he is in right now. Bro, I am at loss for words for RRQ Hoshi's lineup right now, and it's just the question now will they be able to adapt to the patch that has just dropped? Will they be able to keep the same form up until playoffs? Will they be able to keep the same form up until the M6 World Championship? Because if they are able to keep the same form that they have in the regular season to the playoffs and to M6, they're not only going to win Season 14 guaranteed, but they're going to be a heavy favorite for the M6 World Championship. Most of you guys will probably be like, oh, Kings of Kings, Kings of what? They don't have a World Championship. This might be their World Championship. This honestly might be. If they continue this form, they are really good. Really, really good. That's it. And as usual, we're only going to do the player rankings every 2 weeks. So this week, we won't be doing the player rankings. I'm going to go straight to the match predictions for week 6. All right, first things first, I want to recap last week's prediction, guys. We got Bigetron correct. We got TLID correct. First day, 100% correct. Second day, we got this one wrong. I predicted EVOS to win, but then we got this one correct and this one correct as well. Then we got Alter Ego correct against EVOS, TLID correct against Fnatic Onic, and then we have this as a wrong prediction. So we have 2 wrong predictions out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 out of 8 were wrong. We got 6 out of 8. That is a passing mark. So let's move on to this week. All right, moving on to this week. Geek Fam should be able to get a 2-0 against Dewa United, but knowing how Geek Fam are inconsistent, knowing how Dewa are also pretty inconsistent, this should probably be 2-1. So I'm going to leave it at 2-1. Bigetron versus TLID, this is a tough one. I honestly feel like Bigetron should still be able to do it 2-1 against TLID with some of the new lessons they learned against RRQ Hoshi. Dewa versus Alter Ego should be a 2-1 for Alter Ego. RRQ versus EVO should be a 2-0 for RRQ Hoshi. Fnatic Onic versus RBL should be a 2-0 for Fnatic Onic. RRQ versus Geek Fam. I'm going to go bold here and say that Geek Fam can win against RRQ. 2-1. I'm going to go bold. This is the only bold prediction that I have right now. This is a 2-0 and this is a 2-0. So the only prediction that I think I'm going to get wrong, like I think maybe can be wrong, is this and this. There are only 2 matches that can go sideways. All the other matches are very easy, boys. So BTR versus Liquid and RQ versus Geek is more 50-50. The others are, I would say, almost guaranteed. Maybe Dewa Dewa Alter Ego or is a bit also like 60-40 to Alter Ego. All right, so those are my predictions. Let me know if you guys think it's the same. If you guys have any of the predictions lined up for yourselves, leave a comment down below. Tell me who you think is going to win in all these matches. Goodbye. Peace out.